All right, welcome everybody to another podcast vlog plug, which has not ever caught on and never will. We had some technical difficulties, uh, including my Wi-Fi not working at all.
So
And
right,
then
your invisible
mics
mic
and
wasn't quite working.
yeah, this mic was just not connecting. So we're going rogue today. That's okay. Hopefully it all sounds great.
Yeah,
Um, how are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well. Super busy these days,
hmm
but all things considered, I haven't died from COVID,
Well,
so we're
that's always
good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always good. Yeah, I know. Thanks for doing this. This is probably going to be uploaded around near New Year's because it's a New Year's based topic. But
cool.
thanks for doing this around the holidays. It's just a crazy time all
It
around,
is.
as we all
Yeah.
know.
And how are you? Crazy busy?
Yeah, just crazy busy. And then it's just with all the holiday stuff too. It's not that much for me to plan. And I'm not saying this to be sad and or funny. It's not like I have like my own family, so I don't have to do a ton, but it still seems like it's coming fast. So there's
Yeah,
just things to
Thanksgiving
do.
is more
Yeah,
of the stress-free holiday that I think we
yeah.
all want because all you do is eat. You
Unless
don't
you're
have you don't.
making this stuff though,
Well,
which no
that's
one trusts me
true.
to do.
Well, no one
But
trusts me either. But you don't have to
that's why
buy
it's easy for
presents.
us.
I know.
Yeah,
And think
yeah,
like
yeah,
months ahead of time,
yeah.
who gets what. You just get to sit down and eat and hang out with people, hopefully you like.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know the thing with the presents is you have to do the whole like imaginary thing when you're looking at an idea. Like I was even in Target yesterday looking at something, and you try to like imagine the person using it, and then you talk yourself out of it because like, I don't think they would use this, and the way I'm like building this fantasy up.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It's mentally taxing. You have to wrap things. I
Oh,
did
I'm
that.
terrible at that.
I'm
I use
terrible at that.
pillowcases, and I
Mhm.
just twist them up. Oops, spawn my mic
Oh,
there.
well,
Yeah.
I hope no one's gonna get this once we covered it before. I hope you didn't rub any underwear on
Well,
those
gotta leave a little
pillowcases.
something extra. It's
Yeah,
the
inside
holidays.
joke. Definitely like we'll do an after hours podcast. That sounds so bad. It is as bad as it sounds. Okay. Anyway, cool. Well, glad to hear it. Thank you again for doing this.
Yeah. Am
Um,
I the only third um the only third, yeah, the only third time guest, three-time guest?
I think my friend Nate has done
Boo, Nate.
more than three, but you're gonna probably catch up to him soon. Yeah. Because we've done quite a few, but you'll catch up. I believe it. So don't you worry.
All right, good.
They'll be you'll take the lead. Cool. All right. So I pulled some questions from Table Topics. Have you heard of Table Topics?
No.
It's almost like a sponsor. No sponsor, not that big. But they do like conversation cards. They do these small
Nice.
packs too. And actually they're
I need
pretty
to pack one of
interesting.
those so I know what to talk to my wife about, because we just ran out of things. 6 years of
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what do we talk about now?
No, I bet. Yeah, and knowing you makes sense. No, I mean, there's a lot to talk about with farts. That should cover you for a decade.
Well, at least it
Especially you.
amuses my kids.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still find them funny too. Okay, so I just have some cards all
All right,
centered
let's
around
do
the
it.
new year, kind of resolution based. Well, I guess
Okay.
first of all, it's not even a card. Do you do New Year's resolutions?
Maybe I shouldn't be on your podcast. That was like the essential question to ask
Mhm.
ahead of time.
It's okay because these other things
Um,
around other like general things.
I've
So
done them
yeah.
only rarely. When it was something very modest, I was like, I can do this,
Mhm.
and it's not too ambitious, but it's like very rare that I do
Okay.
resolutions. And it's probably because I don't want to fail at them.
Mm. No, it's
Yeah.
understandable.
So
Yeah.
I don't even try. So get out of the game.
It's just don't even.
Better not to try than to fail. Isn't that some wise saying?
I think it is. Yeah. We'll put that quote for you right now. Yeah, I could see that. I alternate back and forth. I try to think of things. I already kind of like set goals or things I'm trying to do throughout the year anyway. So New Year's doesn't stand
Yeah,
out for me. I especially don't do the eat healthy weight loss only at New Year's because one, the gyms will be super crowded and
that's
everyone
true.
does that. And
Mm-hmm.
just try not to overdo it during the year. Try to exercise during the year. Just for
Yeah.
anyone thinking of that. Don't crowd the gym in January. You could just do
Yeah.
this throughout the year. But no, I kind of the same. I kind of alternate. But I also try to set like ideas and goals. Okay, so yes, we were talking about resolutions. This will probably be a cut. Ryan just had a call he had to take, but it wasn't a call
No
for him
worries.
after all. So, all right, we'll start with this. What would you like to learn this year?
Oh, gosh,
Did you hear that ding?
no. What was that ding?
Good. No, because I need to close a window if you heard it.
Oh, you sure
It
it's
was a
not like a hot
message.
pocket ready in your
Oh, no,
microwave or something?
oh no, it's a Facebook message. Let's
Oh,
close that
okay.
window just in case. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Facebook message, huh?
Well, my friends
Okay.
use Messenger for
Okay.
our chat. My
No,
like when we do a group versus WhatsApp. I know. They anyway, we could talk another time because I have so many other things to say about
it's all right.
Facebook.
What I want to learn is specifically more about getting a literary agent. I want more
Oh,
information on what they do, what they can do for you, and specifically who's worth my time if people have recommendations, and to learn the process of pitching yourself to sell a screenplay, or at least submitting your screenplays to people who are worth your time,
mm-hmm.
and to know like what's a waste of your time and what's not, because I don't know much of that side of the industry.
There was an old joke. I don't know if you've seen it, and it was like the person picks up the phone. They're like, Netflix, you're greenlit. I'm kidding though. I
Yeah,
know.
it'd
I
be
think it's a
nice if
really
it
good
was
one.
that
Yeah.
easy these
So
days.
you're looking more at like a script then, more than a book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
script.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. He said screenplay. Sorry. No, that makes sense. That's a good one.
And what about you?
For me, it would be so I started using Duolingo earlier in the pandemic. So I started learning a decent amount of French.
Cool.
So je parle français.
Yeah, only on the weekends.
Yeah. Actually, kind of. Yeah, I just said I speak French a
Yeah.
little. And then I just started learning Portuguese because there's a
Nice.
card in here related to that. But when I went to France for work, I didn't speak any French. And when I went to Switzerland for work, and I'd like to go back to those places, one, just even like not work related. And they do speak English a lot of the time. Honestly, I think that covers it. It's funny, like with my video production and stuff, it's like, oh, I could learn editing on this or doing that, but I actually feel pretty content. iMovie does the trick for me for the comedy
right.
channel, and it does it for the vlogs. So I think that's where that stands. So mainly languages.
Well, good.
Hopefully you can get your script done and I can translate it for you
Hey,
into French.
maybe
and
they'll like it
Portuguese.
in France. Yeah, it doesn't sell here.
Actually, this comes up right next. Where would you like to go on vacation this coming year?
Well, we're actually trying to plan a trip to Bavaria, Germany.
Oh,
yeah. It was my wife's idea. I'm excited about it, but I'm not much of a planner. I like traveling, but I don't
yeah.
like planning to travel.
I
It just
remember.
feels overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, but we have a couple of
just
friends
go.
with
Yeah.
young kids, and we're hoping either this summer or next summer to do like several weeks there and just hang out.
Got it. Never
Yeah.
been. I've been to Munich. That was for work also.
Okay, cool.
And then I used a lot of Sprachen Sie English.
Yeah.
when we were there. But yeah, so I've only been to Munich, and we saw Mary Poppins in German there. I know this
Oh.
doesn't answer like Bavaria in general, but it was an interesting time there. And watching Mary Poppins the musical. It was live, in German.
I imagine that rubbed your ears like sandpaper.
It was interesting. And then I was trying to remember, like, English is a Germanic language, but they really don't sound a ton alike. But
No.
I think Old English sounds more like it. All right. That should be fun.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hello. Yeah, I mentioned one day I do want to go to Portugal. There's still more national parks I want to see in the US, so I would like to continue to go to those. I'm open to going almost anywhere. Like, I want to go to New Zealand. I've been wanting to, especially just with like the nature that's there, and they do speak English, which helps.
Makes it easy.
Makes it easy. Costa Rica is supposed to be very nice. I still want to go to Peru. I haven't been there. So many places, but realistically next year, I am not sure yet. I think a national park will make it. These are just also general places I want to go.
Nice.
I was supposed to go with my friend to Japan I canceled that because of a work thing, and I regret it. So that never happened. So time to learn Japanese on Duolingo. That'll be a harder one.
Yeah.
Um, what new experiences from 2021 do you want to keep in 2022?
Oh, so one thing when I started that was new, my wife and I started a writers group. It's actually
Oh,
just us and another couple, and we're working on TV pilots.
oh, cool.
And we've been able to do some pretty substantial work and keep to our own deadlines reasonably well, considering all the kids between us.
Mm,
And
right.
I want to keep that going because setting goals and deadlines, I'm not very good at it when I'm not accountable to anybody else. But being part of the group is a huge benefit because we all want to meet our deadlines. And
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
you don't want to be the one flaking on your group.
Yeah, it helps to have accountability for
Yeah.
sure. That's a
What
good
about you
one.
there?
For me, new experience. I don't know if I did anything super new this year necessarily, uh, compared to other years. So I think it would just be like I would try to just continue the things I had done well, I thought, which is like trying to keep up exercising every day, especially in like my near 40 age. It's like getting more and more important. Trying to
Scary.
eat, yeah, I know. Trying to eat better, but like that's hard. And like I'm in California. I mean, you're in Arizona, but like it's raining here today and it's like cold. And I talked to a
Yeah.
coworker and she's like, it's -5 today. I'm like, I'm freezing here. It's 53. um, but like you get kind of like cold, and so you end up eating poorly on those days. So I'm trying to like manage that. So I want to keep that up. And then I'm still trying to do the video stuff all around, both on this channel and the comedy channel. So hopefully we'll continue more of those. And then just trying to be, I think this comes up later as a question too, but trying to continue to be patient because I'm a little bit in limbo right now of like where I'm gonna end up and be. And so trying to work on like
Oh, as far
not
as
having a
moving or
full,
job?
yeah,
Okay.
moving, even job. I mean, anything like, things can change. And I think I always had like this set plan. I think I forget if I talked to you about this, but in high school, it's like I'm for sure gonna go to LA and I'm gonna like
Mm-hmm.
make it as a TV star. And then like your reality sets in and your plans change. And so being a little more like uh in the present and like trying to accept what's happening now, which I'm a planner. I'm like the opposite of you, not extensively. Like with trips, I'll plan the hotel and I'll plan where we go. But I like to know I'm going somewhere
Mm-hmm.
or doing something. I think you're a little more from what I remember, just like go with the flow with
Yeah,
things like that.
mostly.
So yeah. So I think just being a little more like patient and trying to not freak out over things and get blood pressure up. All those nice concerns, and you're like, I'm nearing 40 and I can't like eat and act like a 22-year-old anymore.
Yeah.
So hopefully that. What was your favorite book or movie from last year?
Ooh. Uh, I read a good book by Ross Douthat, columnist for the New York Times. Um, I think it's called something Decadence. Um, it's sort of about the decline of civilizations and whether or not we're on that path as a country and how
Mm,
to compare it to other
yeah,
the Roman Empire and other things. I found it fascinating and sobering, and
yeah, I bet.
yeah, yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
that book. I'm trying to think of movies I saw because, like most people, I haven't been to the theater a whole lot. I've seen a ton of shows, at home. But what
Right.
movie did I go to? Right now, the only thing fresh on my mind is the movie Encanto because my kids saw it, my
Okay.
twin girls,
Supposed to
and
be good. Yeah.
it was fun. They
Yeah.
play the soundtrack nonstop, and
Huh.
so I know all
Yeah.
the songs already.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard
Uh,
that did get good reviews. So
yeah, it
yeah,
was fun and it was cute. Um, but no, that's not a very sophisticated answer for a
that's
film
okay
feature,
though.
is it?
I mean, I
What movie? Oh gosh,
should have prepared you for that because
no, it's okay. Yeah, I just started watching the show. No, I finished the Netflix series Lock and Key. which I enjoyed.
Oh, I haven't
It's
even
nothing
heard of that.
amazing, but
Uh-huh.
it's like a fantasy escapist kind of thing, and I really enjoy it. And I actually just started watching the show Daredevil, which I think premiered back in 2015. So it's a little old now.
Right.
There are a few seasons, but I'm really into that show. I'm like, where have I been? This is a fun show. So
Probably
yeah,
better than the movie, I'm guessing.
yeah, the movie with the Ben Affleck movie, let's just
Yeah.
pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's pretty good. Yeah, I for a book, I'm gonna go totally off like recency bias because I actually do I read a decent amount. When I had a gap in working, of course, I read a lot more. And then working again, it takes me a while to finish a book. The last book I read was called The Reminders, and I just finished it this past weekend. It was about this guy who's friends with this girl from college. He loses his husband like to death, like quickly, like swiftly, like a heart attack, and then he has to learn like grieving, and then like their daughter is it's so funny. It's funny because I can't remember this, but she has really good memory. I forget her name. Wow. So I don't have that, but she has really good memory. She remembers every detail. She helps him realize like being thankful for the things you have and
Okay,
getting through grief. So it was a pretty interesting
sounds like a laugh a
story.
minute.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of, and it actually
I'm
had like
just teasing.
lighthearted moments in it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was just like your book.
yeah.
And then
Mine's pretty heavy
yeah,
too.
yeah. And then for a movie, that's a tougher one. Because just like you, I mean, I usually watch more series than movies. Um, is- even though I watched The Crown a ton, it's so funny. I haven't seen it, so this is maybe I'll just see it.
Okay,
Spencer got really good reviews with Kristen
okay.
Stewart. Um, so maybe I'll see that, but I can't even comment on it. But I've mainly watched TV shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remembered one movie that I liked because I like thrillers, and I haven't seen a good one in a while. Or I hadn't seen a good one in a while until I saw Unhinged with Russell Crowe.
Oh, I
I think
haven't
it
heard
came
it.
out maybe last year, but
Uh-huh.
I saw it this year, and it's fun. If you like thrillers, you just like,
Oh,
like grip in your seat. Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And Russell Crowe plays the villain in it, and it's unusual turn for him, but he is really scary, really
oh,
creepy.
I haven't seen him in a movie in ages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's super
Uh,
obese in it. Just by the way, FYI,
I
he's
can't
like
see that.
350
I can
pounds.
actually
Like,
see that.
and
Yeah, I
I
can see him
think people
teetering that way. Yeah.
before the movie came out, people were noticing the weight change, and I think he played it off like, yeah, I gained weight for a role. Nobody
Yeah.
asked him to do that for that role. Like,
He's
I
like,
think that
yeah, he's like, I gained weight for one
I don't think
just
it helps
because.
his performance,
Right.
but anyway, that was a side note. But
He's like,
it's a really intense movie. I like it.
yeah, yeah. I know, and it's funny. I'll probably think of one after this that like had a good uh kind of like effect on me. But I went with one I haven't seen. Uh it's funny, this is like a separate thing, but I rewatched Titanic recently with because my brother-in-law put it on for my
Oh
nieces.
yeah, your
And
annual screening.
no,
I
but
was
see,
kidding.
I'm not that, no, you're right. But I feel like I'm not that into it anymore. I was
Okay.
like, how did I not realize when I saw this? I saw it when I was like 13 the first time. So I
Yeah,
think I thought the script was good, but that script is really bad. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think it's a bad script.
it's okay.
Anyway,
I think
pretty
James
bad, pretty
Cameron.
blunt.
There is the more I've studied screenwriting and taught it, the more I try to divide categories of screenwriting, because I think James Cameron is great at basic story and plot development. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think anyone would call Terminator 2 a bad script. I think that's an excellent script,
Right.
but that doesn't necessarily translate to dialogue. Dialogue is only one part of the script, and I
Yeah.
don't think he's great at dialogue.
No.
So some of that comes through. Yeah,
It does. Yeah. Because like, and that's I read it didn't get best. Like I
screenplay.
don't screenplay.
Yeah,
I almost
yeah.
said best script. This is how out of the loop I am in the film
So,
world. Best, yeah, but yeah. So we could talk. There's future topics, but yeah, it was
mhm.
interesting to revisit a movie that you liked earlier,
Oh
and then
yeah.
like as you become an adult, you're like, this is really not as great as I
I remember
remember.
watching when I was 9 or 10. We taped the movie Commando, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh,
from TV. We had it on
yeah.
VHS, right?
Nice. God, this
And
really
then
dates us. Yeah,
I I watched that I just more times than I could count as a kid,
yeah,
and it was the edited for TV version because it was originally rated R, really violent. Like, he
yeah.
saves his daughter who's kidnapped kind of movie.
And
Like, before Taken was a big deal.
right.
Like, this was the original Taken, I think.
You know
So
what's funny too is no, go ahead. Sorry.
well, no,
Yeah.
I watched it later when I was in my early 20s, and I was like, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen on all fronts. Like,
It feels
yeah,
like an attack on your
it
childhood when
really
that
does.
happens. It's
Yeah.
like the glass shatters. And it's funny too, because even back then when I used to watch things on TV or VHS, I never even understood what this film has been modified from its original version meant.
Yeah,
But like, you're watching a 4:3 versus
that's
16
right.
by 9 or whatever the aspect ratio was, and it's different. VHS, yeah. I remember like it just when you say that it does make us sound old. It's like, yeah, we took our Edison phonograph and we crank it up and uh
Yeah.
cool. Okay, let's see. I'm just like going through. There's a few cards. We're under a time limit because of me, maybe because of you too. Your
No
kids might
worries. I
be
have
up
to pick up
soon.
my kids from school
Yeah.
anyway.
So I'm just trying to choose the best of the best here. Did you have enough fun last year?
You know what? All things considered, it was an eventful, fun year. I don't really, I guess, evaluate my years in terms of fun anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of a subjective word. Sometimes
Right.
with the kids and work and everything, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. So I just have to evaluate, do I feel at peace? It's almost like, did I get enough alone time?
Yeah.
And the answer is usually no. I could use a little more time to myself
Right.
to work on my hobbies, to just relax, But as far as building great memories with my family and trying a lot of things, I think it was a good year.
Oh,
Better
that's
than
good.
2020, the year from hell.
That is very
Even though we're
true.
not entirely out of this thing,
No,
2021
right.
was much better. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I would agree. Same for me. It's 2020 was just a blur too of mostly staying in. And for someone who likes to socialize and do things and be outside and outdoors,
Yeah.
it was a harder year. And then this year there I got to see more friends.
Mhm.
I know I canceled I'm supposed to see you and that'll happen.
Yeah,
But
I'll never
this
forgive you.
I know you shouldn't. It's like these variants and everything. But so I got to see more people. That's good, and connect with more people and kind of try new things and be a little more like trying to be a little more just like content with everything. And I started doing like gratitude journals because I heard on another podcast about doing that. And that seems to be helping, like switching the mindset off of what's lacking versus like what you have.
It's good. When I pray with my kids, we start with gratitude, and it always reminds me, oh, I better do this for myself because I'm feeling like a whiny little bee right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I think
reminder.
I think, and it's good to like write it too, just to also like just have it there. But and then I started like meditating more, which helps with like blood pressure, but that's been helpful. And sometimes when I meditate, I get super sleepy, which is a good effect.
Hey,
for someone, yeah, especially if you have like insomnia or something, which for the most part I don't, but it does help for kind of if your brain's always going, as we talked about in our anxiety podcast.
Yeah.
Plug. Let's see. Why don't we just end it with, because I know we're almost at time. Actually, two things. Okay, here we go. What was the most embarrassing thing that happened last year? I have to actually think of mine because I saw this card earlier and yeah, I gotta think.
Oh, well, I wanted. Embarrassing things happen all the time for me, so I want to do it justice because I still do a number of auditions, when I can. I don't get out as much, but I have my acting agent, and I know there was an audition where I felt like I just totally bombed. And that's hard when especially when it was in person, because a lot of them are virtual now.
Oh yeah.
But it was in person, and I was asked to improv something like a dad getting his kids ready, and it's supposed to be what was the commercial? Was it a car commercial? Regardless, commercials are supposed to be generally light and fun.
Right.
And I remember for some reason when I started improving, like telling my kids to get in the car, like I was just like angry.
You're like Will Ferrell with like, get on the shed or get off the shed.
And it was like, nobody wants to see this character in a commercial advertising your product. And so at the end, and I mean, it would have played for like a film scene, believable, but I'm like, after I was done, I was like, what was I doing? That's like the last thing I want to see. Gosh. Yeah. So that was
do you have
embarrassing.
that? Do you have that? Because I'd like to see it. Just me. I don't
No, I
want
wish I had the
to.
tape, but
I kind of want
that
to
was
see
in
that.
person. Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah,
well, auditions as they go. You got to
yeah.
keep trying them. Yeah, for me, um, because I think because you like, I'm just not going out and about as much compared to previous years. It's actually harder to think of these moments. So because I can't think of one and we're under a time crunch, I'll go with one from pre-pandemic. So this is cheating, but
Okay.
I
Do
went
it
to see a
anyway.
quiet. I know it's totally cheating. I went to see A Quiet Place with my friends, and we
Uh-huh.
went to get like Vietnamese bowls beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
or no, Korean bowls. And so it's like rice and veggies and meat and egg. And so with those powers combined, like Captain Planet, we went to go see the movie right after, and my stomach was like digestive noises like crazy. And it's during A Quiet Place, which is quiet. And so like people were eating their snacks and they stopped because they realized like everything is so loud in the theater because the movie's mostly quiet. My friend kept turning to me and being like, shut up. So as a kind of half joke, he's like, shut up. And so it was embarrassing. And then someone thought one of the alien noises, like my stomach growling, was an alien noise. It's like
Oh
someone
my
legitimately thought.
gosh.
So don't like eat things that'll make you gassy, which for me is a
That's
lot of
true.
things before going to a
I always
movie.
love the standard excuse, which I've made before too, if your stomach's really bad. You're like, I'm so hungry. And like, no, you have to poop. We all
No,
know
right,
that.
right. You're
Yeah.
digesting.
Yeah.
You pigged out. And now you're yeah, it's because I haven't eaten. But yeah, roll with that. All right, I know. Time crunch. So real quick, what are your 3 most important goals for the coming year?
Hmm.
If you have them, given what you said.
Um, well, I have my new job coming up in January. I'm full time at Grand Canyon University teaching.
Yeah,
So
cool.
I want to. I don't feel confident as a teacher yet, especially with the full workload. So I want to feel comfortable in my
Yeah,
role, even though I know it takes a while to become a good teacher. A lot of people practice at it for a long time. So
yeah.
yeah, I'd like to get
That'd be
comfortable with that, and I want to spend more quality time with my kids, um,
very nice. Yeah,
and intentional time. Um, what's another one? And I want to sell a screenplay. Yeah,
that's big. Those are good things. I know. It's like I would love to dig into those more. Oh, time crunches. We'll do another thing someday.
that's all right.
I guess mine would be like I said, continuing like making sure try to live a healthy lifestyle. And I could be a little better about that, especially with snacking. But uh and then I'd say yeah, being a little more continue to try to like be at peace more and kind of now that just people say this all the time, there's more to this in general, but just like be your authentic self, have courage, all these things. Maybe we can go into another one day because there's more to say on that. And then third, continue. I mean, I do want to continue like the videos as best I can. Sorry, Kevin, if he sees this. I've been bugging him. I've been bugging him lately with like, can I come
Nice.
up there and film again? But I would like to continue. I have ideas I wrote down, and it does bring me happiness. And I was just watching this actor on a podcast talk about how when he does dramatic versus comedy, unsurprisingly, he feels so much better about life and when he does
Mm-hmm.
comedy because like you're draining yourself when you do drama.
It's true.
So it's just the good feeling it provides, and so I want to continue that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again. Sorry, I know it's like looking at the clock.
That's
Sorry it
all
was a
right.
time crunch. Sorry there were technical issues today. We got it done. But yeah, hopefully we can connect soon, and hopefully when things calm down a little bit, I can see you in person
That'd
also.
be
But
great.
yeah,
Glad we
thank
got
you
to
again.
chat. Take care,
Yeah,
John.
thanks. Take care, Ryan.
All right, bye.
Bye.